Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? I am so sorry that I am a bit behind today. That was not the intention. That was not the goal. What happened was my entire computer started to just glitch out. The mouse stopped working. I went to go restart it. It just wouldn't work. And so yeah, I had to get it all sorted. I had to do it all. Had to get it all figured out. So let me see here. Okay. Uh, all right. Let me just get some stuff situated here. Make sure we're good. So, yeah, let me get on like Discord and tweet this out and everything else and all that stuff. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So, okay. All right. And where is the link? I gotta find the link. There we go. Okay. I said Lunith, I did not repurpose the Blu-ray Therapy channel. I repurposed $3 reviews because I hadn't uploaded on $3 reviews in months and months and months and months and months. So there's that. I meant to make an announcement video. I've been so swamped. It just hasn't happened the way that I want it to. Okay. So that's now up on there. Let me just get on Twitter and post it out. Because like I said, everything is going haywire tonight. Okay, there we go. Tweeted, put on Discord. I think we're good. I think we're okay. Okay. Let me get my headset so we can do all this stuff. Okay, let's see. Why are you the only one with the new YouTube website layout? Wonder Duck, can you take a screenshot and show me? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm kind of curious about that one. So, what the hell? Okay. Can you guys see me okay? Is there enough light on this, or do I need to bring out another light source? I think this is okay. I think this is fine. It doesn't need to be much more than this. We're just chit-chatting. But yeah, I wanted to. Well, okay. So here's the thing: is like I didn't want to like $3 reviews is great and everything else, but I was kind of like wanting to, if I post a review on the channel, I get more views, and then I can meet more people. It's kind of difficult to do on a review channel. It's more or less trying to make it just an extension of the main stuff. And a lot of news these days doesn't really get a lot of traction, but reviews will, reactions will, but there's not a lot that you get when it comes to dealing with general news coverage. There's some good stories, but again, it's got to really be, what's the word I want to use here? Like big, or drama related, something like that. Sparkling water. Very good. So, that being said, again, apologies for the delay, but let me actually explain the repurposing of it in general. So, the repurposing of this channel for Hollywood After Dark is great because I'm not worried about what happens over here. The way it works, and this is true, the way it works is if you do a stream like on a channel where you post long form and short form content, you are going to after a while, and it's not even a long while, you're going to start seeing issues brought about by YouTube. So what happens with that is YouTube will start to go, okay, well, you're putting out this, let's say 2-hour video, and the 2-hour video gets some engagement, but not a lot of engagement, because people who come to you normally don't want to sit through 2 hours of content. They like bits and bits and bits and bits and things like that. Well, unfortunately, in this particular case, the longer stuff you do, the more it ends up being, it ends up negatively impacting the channel. So let me throw up. I want at least a little bit of branding on here. Just a wee bit of branding. Okay. There we go. Now we're good. I made sure to have my branding up, ready to go. Oh, no, wait, I can just do this. Oh, sweet. There we go. I can do different profiles on StreamYard. That's great. That's fantastic. So, yeah, tonight I don't really have, let me just look to see what's going on in the, I've been busy all night. Let's see here. Well, apparently, Terminator Dark Fate's having a very bad day, as it is now estimated to lose about 130 million. 130 million for, yeah, for, what's it called? For the studio. That's insane. Like, that just kills the franchise. That absolutely fundamentally destroys the franchise. I don't think there's any other way to describe it. I don't think there's any other way to look at that as instead to say, yeah, no, this pretty much just kills it. This pretty much just destroys it. And that is unfortunate. You know, that's, I mean, people out there liked it. People out there didn't like it. But at the same time, you would wish that there would be more. You just do. You just wish there was more. Okay. There we go. And let me get that. Okay, so you know what I might do? Because I don't have anything really planned. This was kind of an impromptu. I just wanted to like showcase this. And then, of course, I got home so goddamn late. Gonna send the link out to Nerd Report. And then he had a stream. He had a really good stream tonight. He had a really good stream. Had a lot of people in there. Had a full house. And so he could, he had a good thing going. So now get him in here and he can send it to whoever he wants. Hey, Jennifer, Lewis will send you a link. He'll do it. He'll send you a link. What else we got here? So looking through my handy dandy art. Oh, by the way, let me show you guys this. Do you ever want to see, like, just out of curiosity, what I look for when I look up news articles, how I get my information? Because it's definitely a little bit on the wilder side. So you can see here, it's just my secondary monitor, but this is just my cinema feed right here. I have a bunch of blogs tied in, and this is, move my phone. Let's see. Keeps going. By the way, we're still from one day to right now, to give you an idea of just how many articles I look at. A lot of things. Anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. It was kind of stupid, but just as a way to show you guys that, like, when I look for stuff, that's what I look for. I look for interesting articles and what could be there. What we have today specifically is not a great deal. Still people are fan casting. Look at this. This is a story that just won't die, right? It just won't die. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing or something. It just will not effing die. And that is the story here of Fantastic Four fan art in the MCU. This is like, again, this is just clickbait nonsense that comes up all the time. This particular story, right? Fantastic Four fan art sees John Krasinski and Emily Blunt as MCU heroes. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. In fact, if I had to bet, I would say that those conversations have probably already happened. Yeah, Wonder Duck, of what you were talking about, because I want to see this new layout, whatever you're talking about. I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. So let me bring up Reddit. Maybe there's some interesting stuff there. Apparently, people are getting boners from Danny DeVito. Okay. Asking here on Ask Reddit, by the way, which celebrity gives you the quickest boner once you look at them? And the top comment is Daniel Michael DeVito says, why does everyone get boners from me? There we go. That's okay. That's what's happening with that one. Of course, this is Reddit, so nothing on there is ever good. Oh, I know that there's a new 30-second Mandalorian trailer that I haven't seen yet. So, all right. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Matt, how are you, man? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming on. At least this time I'm not stuck trying to use mobile. That does not work very well.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming on our feed as well, man.
Yeah, well, I don't even know how it sounded. I was coming in through like my headset, so it sounded kind of crazy.
You know what? I noticed with this program, sometimes stuff doesn't sound right, but on the playback, it all adjusts itself and works out at the end.
Nice. Did you toss Jennifer a link?
Would you like me to? I will.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's why I said she's invited. I said, even Jeffrey would be invited to come on. Even Jeffrey.
Hold on, let me get Jennifer
would be invited.
Let me
to come on the thing. I don't like that. I like this look of it. I don't like it when it's like this. It's too big.
Give me a sec, because I'm not can't see anything right now. Let me
okay.
Let me get her a link.
Because you're blind. Is that what's happening?
I'm glad you moved this over here. I think it's gonna work out well for you, man.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do it for weeks. You know that I've been wanting to do it for weeks, and I just finally did it the other night. I think like Saturday night I got home and I was just up and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna rebrand the channel. It's like I have so many damn channels. You guys have like no freaking idea. Just for different topics, because YouTube always says like do things that are different, do things that are like out there and like have niches but don't like put all your eggs in one basket and everything else. And I'm like, so I always kind of get like hyped up when I think about that, right? I always sit there and go like, man, maybe I'm gonna do like 80 billion different channels for every single niche out there.
It's an exciting time too, because I'm watching a lot of YouTubers actually grow real rapidly, and hopefully my turn will come pretty soon, because I've been here for a while. But the Nuke the Fridge YouTube channel is doing pretty well. With Nerd Report's a little bit. What? Oh,
look. Hey, what's going on?
I just broke something in my house. I don't know what.
Interesting way to come into the stream. I just got something in my ass. Not quite too sure what it is.
No, I broke something. It's not in my ass. I heard something like fall over. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, it fell out of your ass. Okay.
Yeah,
there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're good.
You said that?
No, I broke something. But it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
So the rules, Jennifer, just so you know, the rules on this channel are different than Lewis's channel. This is Hollywood After Dark for a reason. You can literally say whatever you want. It's fine with me.
So things can come out of your ass.
Oh, absolutely. If you listen to me talk long enough, it will happen. if you happen to look at the comments on my Terminator Dark Fate review, a lot of people think I'm talking out of my ass on that one because I said I liked it. It was funny.
I feel it's a shame, man. It's a shame. Well, no, I think it's a shame that Matt gives the movie a good review and the comments are like, what the hell? Oh, shill this, shill that. Matt does not go to the junkets at all. Like maybe a little bit, but very, very little. He likes the fucking movie.
People get so offended if you have a different opinion than them.
He likes the movie. Be happy for him.
Yeah.
Well,
a different opinion.
What's really funny about that, for the most part, is the fact that I enjoyed the movie, and I said, if you are a Terminator fan, like of 1 and 2, then this is a movie for you. And what it is what a lot of the negative comments came in from a group of people that are kind of like predisposed to hate everything right off the bat. Yeah, and there were leaks about the movie that came out that are true, but in without any context or the ability to have a deeper thought on it. It ends up kind of sounding bad, and so everyone's all like, "The movie's so woke, it's woke," and I'm like, "How is the movie woke? Like
it's not woke though at all. That's
it's not." And I'm like the most. Yeah, I'm an anti-woke person. You know what I mean?
I went on a YouTube stream today. I shouldn't have done this, but the guy was like, "Oh, I hated the movie, but it was awesome." The part where, it's not it's usually a Terminator is really about guys, and this time it's
It's never
Danny.
been about guys.
And I told the guy, I got on a thing and I got on a thing and I go, dude, no, Terminator's never been about boys versus girls.
Not
It's
at
about
all.
humanity. And
Yeah.
the dude got so pissed because he was trying to, I gotta be honest with you. I'll be honest because it's Hollywood After Dark here. I think a lot of those guys try to they're fake just to like pick up on girls. Like, dude, be real. Terminator's never been about boy or girl. Here's the deal.
Now, people
Yes,
work machines.
John Connor is a man that grew up to be the head of the resistance. Skynet thought, I'm gonna kill this fragile woman. And guess what? That fragile woman fucked them up twice. In
Yeah,
the first
she did.
movie and the second movie.
Yeah.
The machine thought, oh, it's just a girl. And the real hero is Sarah Connor.
People is Sarah Connor. So
Huh?
yeah, I don't think that argument that
Yeah.
is
She was the main character of 1 and 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, in my
like
opinion.
absolutely.
yeah, and then this one too, I was like so happy when she came back and like, I'm like, yes, it's Linda Hamilton, like that's so cool, And then it's all the people. Here's the thing, they're the people that were attacking my video, which has like 160 likes to like 270 dislikes or something. And I think I lost around like 45 subs off it. People are like, I'm unsubscribing because you
Oh,
like
God.
this movie.
Oh,
And I'm
God.
just like, dude, wait till I come back with the biggest erection from watching The Rise of Skywalker. Okay. Like that's because like I hated The Last Jedi. Like I hate The Last Jedi. I cannot stand that movie, but I am like so unbelievably hyped for Rise of Skywalker that it's possible if my friend that I'm seeing it with is, I don't know what time our tickets are. If it's late enough in the evening, I've got tickets for a 6 p.m. show. So I will go watch it and then I will drive an hour north to go meet my friend and watch it again.
I got tickets to the premiere.
We were having a conversation about this
I don't
months
get a
ago.
+1, brother.
You
If you don't,
motherfucker.
Mike might murder you if you can't get to the premiere. By the way,
I live outside of Seattle, so it's like I have no problem flying into Burbank on a red eye and kicking his ass and stealing his premiere
Star
ticket.
Wars, like, please, this would be my dream come true. Go for the tickets for the premiere.
Well, look, there's a group called liningup.net. I've talked to Matt about this. They've been lining up since '99, and they raise money for the children, Starlight Starbright's Children's Foundation. These guys are legit, and gals. And actually, the female attendance has grown big time with the line as the years have progressed, especially with The Force Awakens. Because in '99, it was, well, you know what? In '99, when we lined up for a month and a half and we raised money. We took turns. We weren't like lined up for a month, straight. We took showers, guys. All right. So we lined up in front of the Chinese theater in Hollywood. And here's what I noticed. It was all guys, like 90% guys.
Video of this?
There is. Yeah.
Because that'd be amazing. Like, little
and then,
documentary.
like 95% guys lined up, right? The day of the screening, that's when the ladies came in. They were the smart ones. They made the guys lined up,
Duh.
get credit, and then watch the movie. But yeah, liningup.net, they're going to do it again for the Rise of Skywalker. They're going to raise money. They're up to like, I think like $100,000 they've raised
Wow.
for sick kids. And
That's awesome.
Matt, I don't know if are you looking for them or not? No.
Oh no, sorry, I was
No,
just
no.
running through
Okay.
DM.
Yeah, but anyways, we're gonna do that at the TCL Chinese Theater again, and
Nice.
I'll be going live from there, and I'm gonna be watching the movie with them, hopefully as well. So I'm good if I don't get the premiere. I mean,
I
it's
don't
not a
give a
set
crap
thing,
about
but
the premiere like that.
No.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like here's but like let me just kind of like float this out there because this is like a thing.
float.
No.
If by some chance you're like, hey, I get to go to the red carpet and I get a +1, I will fly my ass to LA.
And I want to see Matt fight Mike for the +1 ticket. Is what I
Not a
want.
problem. Not a problem. I fight dirty. I'm Canadian.
Oh, good.
Don't let it fool.
Wait, somebody wants to know if I'm related to famous Ortegas. Well,
Yeah, the dictator, right? Manuel.
I had a grandfather who insists that we're related to the Ortega that was like an explorer or some shit from Spain. I don't know if that's true at
Are
all.
you Latin?
Yeah, my dad's side.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
But the Jew genes just like take over so much that it's hard to tell. But yes.
I'm honorary Jew.
Yes.
That's what they all tell me.
on my father's side, so it
All
doesn't
right.
count.
It still counts to me.
It's very minimal on my father's side. I found out, it was so funny because I found out from cause my aunt is really into genealogy and stuff.
Yeah.
So she's like, so by like 2006, she's like, oh, so we're Jewish.
Yes.
We're Jewish. And I'm all like, really? And she's all like, but so little.
It doesn't.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. And then like I'm driving home from Oregon back down San Diego, and then like I hear about Mel Gibson and that whole rant, and I'm like, I feel like I should be offended at this. He's drunk. I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
I went to a junket once, and I was sitting next to this lady, and it was a Mel Gibson movie. I forgot what it was.
What is like Beaver or Gopher, that one or whatever?
Was it Expendables? Was he in Expendables?
He was in Expendables 3.
Yes, it was,
Yeah.
because Stallone was there as well. And the lady next to me was his neighbor,
No way.
and she was Asian. And she goes, I'm his neighbor. I'm Mel Gibson's neighbor. And she goes, I've known him for a long time. He's not as bad as people say he is. Like, she was just telling me on the
It'd be funny
download.
if she's like, he actually likes the Jews. It's the Asians he hates.
People have their dumb
Casual
stuff.
racism.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do here? Hollywood After Dark. I'm actually excited for you, man.
I haven't like I felt like I should have probably planned this out. Like I was really just kind of hyped to do it. So I got nothing really planned. I'm looking through. Oh, here's the thing. So I've been hearing about this, and you guys are local to LA, and I'm not there anymore. And every day I regret that decision. But
oh man, don't you miss the $5.50 gas?
Well, it's been 7 years since I've been gone, so almost 7 years. Yeah. And the thing, Jennifer, is you have to understand, I legitimately live in the forest. Like when I got home, there was a deer in my front yard eating apples.
Sasquatch too.
Yeah,
Well,
a lot of that.
Twin Peaks, and that's Washington.
Is it? Or I thought that.
Oregon. I don't know.
I always thought Twin Peaks was like Idaho, but that's
No, it's
Twin.
I think it's Washington.
I mean, I don't know. It's
definitely not
Lynch.
Idaho. It's either Oregon or Washington.
Probably it's the Northwest. It's the Pacific Northwest. You know, you gotta love that Stump Town is based in Portland, but shot in Long Beach. So and what isn't shot in Long Beach, right? Miami, New York, all Long Beach. But here's the thing: is apparently Hollywood assistants at this point are in open revolt against their bosses. Have you guys been hearing about this at all?
No.
So it hasn't gotten a lot of play. I mean, there's an LA Times article on it that came out, I think, a couple of days ago, but I've been seeing rumblings of it for the last couple of days. Apparently, it's a lot of the unpaid internships, and it's a lot of the low pay on the assistants, and basically making, like below minimum wage or making so little money they can't afford to live.
Well, that's
but
in Los Angeles. That's not just.
No, it's not just LA. It's not the only job in LA where that happens. But the idea here though is that like there's so much money in the entertainment industry.
Well, it depends. But I mean, it depends on the scale, because the thing about internships, like, and I had internships in college, and I didn't get paid, but I worked for like an amazing producer. I learned so much from that. I had worked with Coen Brothers and David Lynch. But it was just him. It's not like he had like all this money to like be paying it. So I think it depends on who you're interning for.
Well,
it's a company, but
yeah, I mean, it's like, oh no, here it is. It says, okay, after an unpaid internship at a boutique management and production firm, this girl landed a job as a full-time assistant to a major talent agency. But instead of pushing her that much closer to realizing her writing ambitions, it all came crashing down. She says that she was working more than 50-hour plus weeks, making $11.25 an hour, had to defer her student loans, and was subject, and this is something I think we all can like agree with, subject to constant verbal abuse by her boss. And it's like, yeah, you hear about that in LA, you hear about that, like it happens. And that an agent had her stake out of comedy clubs for weeks to see if a comic he'd notice on Twitter showed up. I mean, well, that's kind of part of the job, I think. But she also said,
I mean, even back when a million years ago, I was in college, there was definitely like horror stories about certain people in New York not to work for.
Well, in this case, she says that she wasn't reimbursed for gas and was discouraged from seeking overtime pay. And then when she complained to HR, she was told maybe this industry isn't right for you.
Oh Jesus.
And that is, I've heard that kind of stuff before, right? Like this is true. So when I was living in LA, I was doing social media management, right? Like I was trying to I couldn't find, I was having trouble finding full-time work. And so I was like doing social media. This is in 2012. So when you're in LA in 2012, everything was like, can it go viral? I need it to go viral. And like, well,
I don't think it changed that much.
No. But my favorite follow-up to that was always so what's your budget for it to go viral? But wait, what do you mean? Like, well, you need a budget for these things to go like, you don't know how this works. And I was kind of blowing smoke out of my ass the entire time. I was just kind of like guesswork, because it's so fragile. You know, the whole thing.
There's not like a fixed way to
make
it go viral.
No, there's not. And even using Twitter ain't that, it's like being effective when you're trying to use someone else's brand to like get someone's attention is, you'd be very careful. So anyway, I got this job working for a guy named Max Amini, who's this Iranian comedian, apparently good friends with Whitney Cummings and like Chris Adelia, and like grew up with those, came up with those guys and stuff. And he's looking for someone to run his social media. So I interviewed, he hired me for the job, offered me 15, we agreed on 15 an hour. Mm-hmm. And then he wanted me to write his Twitter jokes, but they had to be like aimed at his core audience, which would be the Iranian, Middle Eastern, Chaldean community.
Which, you definitely are acclimated to, obviously.
Completely acclimated. Yeah. I'm just all like, and what kind of jokes are you looking for? And he goes like, well, kind of PG rated. I'm like, okay, so like no 9/11 humor is what we're trying to get here at. Okay, fine, and so it's just, I mean, I can't just like spread a clip of the Twin Towers crashing down to yakety sax, because that's terrible and should never be a thing on YouTube. That's actually a thing on YouTube. It's bad. Anything sped up and played to yakety sax is funny. I don't care how tragic it is. I'm kidding. It's I saw it once and it stuck with me, and so it's a hardcore thing to bring up. But anyway, so he was like, yeah, just try to do something funny. And so I'm like, well, could I do like falafel jokes? And he's like, yeah, all right. Like, why not? Yeah, falafel's fine. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I write like, I'm going to like the cafe like at 2 a.m. and I'm on my iPad. I'm trying to like write these falafel jokes, and I'll, and like he wanted 2 a day at scheduled times. And I'm like, okay, and then I get through the first week and I do everything for him. And he seems to be happy. And I go, and he's like, okay, so what do I owe you? And I'm like, well, I you cap me at 10 hours a week. So $150. And he goes, ooh, no, that's too much. He's like, how about, I'm like, no, we agreed on 15 an hour. And he goes, he's like, well, why don't we do like 12 an hour?
No.
And I was desperate for money at the time because I had unemployment that I'd gotten, but that was like $114 a week. And I was working temp work at this flower shop in Ventura Boulevard or Sherman Oaks. It was in Sherman Oaks and like not that far out. But, and I'm trying to do all this stuff. And he wasn't communicating with me what he wanted me to do necessarily. And he, I think, wanted me to make him go viral. And he's offering me things. He's like, oh, are you looking for like extra work? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, have you thought about being a script doctor? It's like, you can write, like you could be a script doctor. I could toss you some jobs of you just, and I'm like, oh, that'd be great, man. Like, that'd be awesome. Like I came to LA to be a writer. Cause I'm that kind of asshole.
Well, everybody does.
Everyone comes to LA to be a writer, Yeah.
I have a writing background too. I think I do, but I'm from here, but still, I can't.
Yeah. Like, no, and I love writing. I haven't done it. Like, I'm so out of practice on everything, but like, I miss it. And so I'm sitting there and like, he's like kind of throwing all this stuff at me. And then he calls me and he goes, hey man, I'm gonna be down at the Laugh Factory tonight. Why don't you come down? And I'm like, all right, man, like that's cool. I haven't been down there. I don't normally venture down to Sunset on a Friday of all places. I have no money. So I feel like I'm just an imposter. So I go down there and go in and see the show. And then he gets a heckler at one point during the act. And the heckler says something to him. And he just goes, oh yeah, and you're pretty funny. He's like, you got Facebook? And the guy's like, yes, you should follow me on Facebook. I say funny things. And he looks like basically in my general direction and just goes, I say funny things sometimes. And I kind of perk up at that. And I go, was that aimed at me? I'm pretty sure it was aimed at me. Like, okay. And then his set ends and the night's over with. And I talked to him outside for a few. And then he just kind of shakes my hand. He goes, "Hey, thanks for coming. Oh, by the way, I'm firing you, and I'm leaving the country. So I'll see you later." And that was it. Like that was it. And I'm like, so wait, did you invite me here to watch you perform to fire me right afterward?
What
Like
the hell?
you're a dick. I mean,
He's such a dick. Ew, I don't like, there's so many dicks like that.
Yeah, he was
They
just
take advantage of the people, that want to break into the industry and have a dream, and then people get screwed over, and especially in your early career.
When I was working for Mark's Garden, which is the flower shop that provides the flowers for the Oscars,
like the one in Sherman Oaks, you said?
Yeah, they're the one in Sherman Oaks. They were great. They were so nice.
Because I grew up in Encino.
It's been over 7 years. I'd have to go look it up real quick. I want to say it's not. Is it?
I know there's like a big flower shop.
Yeah, it's let's see, Mark.
Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Kormazov. He's in Poland, or she's in Poland. Isn't that dope?
That's really
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, welcome
from
Poland.
So out of courtesy, Matt, you got to go on till 4 a.m. because
I don't have to go until 4 a.m. I have children.
They wake up at 4:30. What's the problem?
No, I don't wake up at 4:30. I wake up when my girlfriend's like going to work, and she'll be like, "Get up! I got to go to work." And I'm like, okay, so it's on the corner of basically like Woodman and Ventura.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, or like Moore Park. So like Moore Park's across street, it runs parallel, but it's like right by there. But it was a great place to work. It was a lot of fun. I really liked it. Everyone there was great, and they paid me to basically sit around and like talk to celebrities' assistants all day. It was good because I was actually being able to network. I was actually able to network pretty well with some people, and I would ask them questions. I would like, "Oh, hey, well, I have you here. Like, this is what I'm trying to do," and everything. And I talked to all these execs assistants, and those are the people you really want to know anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're the top guys.
Oh yeah, and they would all tell me, "Oh no, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. This is like a really good thing for you to do." And then, of course, I just basically, like, my girlfriend lost her job. Our roommate moved out. They cranked up our rent, and we just can't afford to stay, without moving to, like, Altadena or something. We were living in NoHo, in the arts district. We had a good place, post-recession, decent price.
I used to live by Magnolia in Lancashire.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too.
A clump.
I was on Bachman.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was on Bachman. So, like the 7-Eleven, like both 7-Elevens, like if you go to the top 7-Eleven by Lancashire, I was like right, like a block and a half down. Yeah. Like I went to that park all the time. I walked all around there. I used to go. I loved living there for just like the commute, like just like the walking around
area.
Yeah, it's been. I haven't even been there. I haven't been back there since 2013, so I don't even know what it looks like anymore.
Changed a little. I mean, it's more expensive now.
Well, yeah. Well, they were building like a 200-unit apartment complex like when I was leaving.
There's all the apartment complexes all up, but even Van Nuys, I'm like, why is there freaking designer condos going up in Van Nuys? This is crazy.
Yeah, it's just like I don't even think like living in LA is viable much anymore. I mean, because my mortgage for my home is cheaper than my rent in LA.
Oh, I have no doubt about it. I know it's nuts.
Okay. So yeah, Lewis has sent me a whoa, wait, really? Hold on.
That's pretty cool, right?
That's pretty cool.
Something to talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about this today.
That story?
Well, not he was the 4 years thing. So okay, let me bring it up here. Where's that at? Okay. So Lewis sent me a story here about Martin Scorsese and Joker.
Oh,
which because that's
no
always
yawning, no yawning.
We have a strict no yawning policy.
Don't worry, I'm ordering Postmates some soda pop to keep me up.
Nice.
It's contagious, so we don't yawn.
It is, but it's
like
fine.
She's trying to yawn so badly. Look at her face.
Oh, I do it too. I'll go like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, Matt, like he'll throw these like yawns that are so long and with his mouth wide open. I'm like, dude, everyone's gonna fall asleep. So
but I hear that a lot about my video content anyway.
Yeah, nah. All right, let's see what we got right here.
All right, let me bring this up.
Joker, love that Joker.
About King of Comedy or?
So apparently Scorsese here
Shit.
was going to be was attached to direct the
No
Joker
way.
for 4 years, which doesn't. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense to me just right off the bat.
No, it's weird.
Because they announced it in like 2017, I think, right? And then because
they planned this stuff way ahead.
Yeah,
man.
but Phillips said that he pitched the concept originally at the War Dogs premiere after party.
That was about 4 years ago.
That was 2016. That was 2016 when that movie came out. So
2019.
Well, yeah, but he's saying 4 years here. So I mean, is this a typo or let's find out.
All right, let's see.
So currently, Scorsese is earning rave reviews for his latest film, The Irishman, but it seems like most of his promotional effort for that movie are being overshadowed by his recent criticisms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I don't think that's true. But I think he keeps putting his foot in his mouth when it comes to that subject, and you should just let it drop. But then again, it's salacious headlines, and so many people are running with it that he can't really get away with it, and he just keeps feeding into it like a jackass. It's it's his worst choice since Hugo. Anyway, these came in ironic times since Joker, a movie with Scorsese's influence all over it, had just begun breaking box office records. Now the prolific filmmaker has weighed in on how he actually was in that movie's development. Because that was the thing at the beginning of that too, was when they announced it, they had said that it was going to be like, Scorsese producing, Todd Phillips directing. Which I thought was really cool. I'm like, oh, that's fascinating that Scorsese is going to come over to do a comic book movie. But one about crime just kind of seems up his alley. So, and it says here, it's been known for some time that Scorsese was really originally intending to produce Joker with Todd Phillips. But while speaking with BBC, he elaborated on why he exited the project in favor of other pursuits, saying, I know the film very well. I know Phillips very well. My producer, Emma Tillinger-Koskoff, produced it. I thought about it a lot over the last 4 years, and I decided I did not have the time for it. There was personal reasons why I didn't get involved, but I know the script well. It has real energy, and Joaquin Phoenix, you have remarkable work. I really wonder if that's like a flub, because
straight quote.
Well, I say that because there's no way 4 years ago they would have been thinking about doing a Joker standalone movie like this. There's no way. 4 years ago, 2015, they were putting the finishing touches on Batman v Superman, although then screwing it up. and then they did, they were already balls, they were shooting Suicide Squad in 2015. And they were talking about that. They released the images of the Joker and got people talking about it, not necessarily in the greatest of ways, but that's what they were doing. So, I mean, there was no conceivable way for this to be a reality in 2015.
Look at the title on the IndieWire story of where they got this from. I just sent it to you.
Okay, hold on.
Martin Scorsese considered making Joker for 4 years, but couldn't crack comic book story.
Okay, let's see.
So they're claiming he couldn't do it.
Well, that's fine. Let's take a look at IndieWire. Okay. So, so I know the film very well. We already read that. Scorsese added that another reason he was turned off by Joker was the film's inevitable narrative arc. The Joker strip finds a downclouded and for hire, transforming into the supervillain, embracing violent acts. Yep, that is the movie. He says, for me, ultimately, I didn't know if I make the next step into this character, developing into a comic book character. You follow, he develops into an abstraction. It doesn't mean it's bad art. It's just not for me. The superhero films, as I've said, are another art form. They're not easy to make. There's a lot of talented people doing good work, and a lot of young people really, really enjoy them. Huh. Okay. Let's see here.
Surprised people ain't covering this. Right?
Well,
yeah,
I guess so.
I mean, it's pretty interesting. Like, he couldn't bring himself to do a comic book movie. I think that's the first time I hear that.
Yeah. But it's not saying that, like, he couldn't really, it's not saying anything really here about, like, cracking it. He says, I don't know if I make the next step into this character, developing into a comic book character. I mean, it's not about cracking. He didn't understand the abstract of it, perhaps. I mean, I don't know. I just find that to be Interesting. Because it's where the hell was this commentary before? Where the hell was this before when he's attacking Marvel movies, or criticizing comic book films? He's out there saying they're garbage, they're a plague, and I believe there was a direct quote where he said they were a plague. And then I have to just now ask the question. I think
that was
no, that wasn't Ford Coppola. Ford Coppola said despicable. But there was an interview where Scorsese said plague. I know, I did a video on it. But I'm actually now kind of asking the question: is Scorsese so volatile against these movies because he views them as a personal failure for not being able to crack the code?
I smell a $3 theater review. I mean, video.
I'm just saying, right? Think about that. You've got a guy who is one of the most prolific filmmakers in all of existence, who is, what was he doing around 2015? Like, I know he did The Departed, then it was Shutter Island, and then it was Hugo.
It's in New York.
Hey, how's it going? This is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to $3 Theater. And my buddy Lewis over there at Nerd Report sent me this link about Martin Scorsese. Apparently, he couldn't crack the comic book code. And then you could fill in the blanks from there.
I'm just gonna cut around that because I'm gonna clip this whole part out. I'm just gonna cut around that.
You are?
Yes, I am. Yes, that's gonna happen. So no, but I think I really do think that. I mean, he is a guy who's known for doing crime. I think Hugo was stepping outside of his comfort zone, and it wasn't a good movie. It had excellent aesthetic. It was directed well, but it was a terrible script. And I mean, the last 20 minutes or so were great because of the whole, film history stuff, which I loved, but otherwise it was a bad movie.
There's nothing in The Irishman that, how do I say this? You couldn't see in a Joker movie or vice versa. As a matter of fact, the characters in The Irishman, who are based on true life characters, are even more over the top than Joaquin Phoenix's Joker throughout the film.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like even more superhero-ish. So I think it's just him knowing that it's based on a comic book, but then us comic book fans, we know that comic book movies, especially the real good ones, are based on real life people and characters and events.
Of course.
Yes, because Superman's entirely based on a real person.
Yes, Jesus. It's based on that story, though. But it is based on...
Well, yeah. Sends his only son, save mankind.
Well, yeah. And then, it's based on...
I guess
all that stuff's based on reality. You know what I mean? Well, you could put Batman as Charles Bronson and Death Wish. It's kind of like almost similar vigilante type of thing. And there was actually... You see, Death Wish was based on a real life events in New York. So, but when you guys watch The Irishman, I don't know if Jennifer saw it yet.
I have not seen it yet. I'm still trying to get over the fact that it's 3.5 hours.
It's a good it's smooth, but yeah, The Irishman, the characters in there are more over the top than Joker, I would say, and sometimes even more violent.
Yeah. I mean, well, if you look at Goodfellas,
his movies are very violent. Yeah, especially his older ones. Like,
yeah.
So it makes no sense to me. It's like, I mean, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you were saying, but I mean, this, yeah, I think it's personal embarrassment is what I think it is. I think no, I really do. And I think that if this is true, if this is accurate, I was working on it 4 years ago. I couldn't crack the code. I couldn't crack it. I couldn't make it work.
So then he hates.
But I know it well. And then he comes out and he's all like, man, fuck Marvel movies, man. Like, they're a fucking plague. Pieces of shit. I mean, like, and then everyone's like up his ass over it too. And he's all like, whoa, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, I didn't mean it like they were that bad. Sure, I called them the fucking plague. And, Francis Ford Coppola came out to get my back, even though he made Captain fucking EO.
Let's get a little bit. Let's get a little bit more.
Captain EO. Why is it? It's a genius thing. I'm very sad. It's not just.
No, I mean, it's like wait, really?
Yeah, if you watch it again, it doesn't.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Captain EO.
Captain EO. Look, okay. All right, let's move on to this discussion then, because I think we need to school
Wait,
Lewis
I
here.
got one more point. Martin Scorsese, he's 76 years old,
Yeah,
right?
he's an old cranky man.
He's a boomer.
Well, but the thing is, look for the era. Oh, he's born in November. That's like he's a Scorpio like me. Dope. And he's only 5'4". What the hell?
He's only 5'4", really?
You didn't know he was
Yeah.
like he's short.
Yeah.
His eyebrows
Anyway.
just make him appear taller, but he's short.
But look at what era he's from. He's from that the era where, like, remember they banned the comics and what is that comic?
I guarantee you Comics Alliance or whatever. I know the Comics Code or whatever it was, or
Yeah, the one they wanted to implement. They wanted to re-implement for the Joker movie.
Really?
Yeah, because history repeats itself. This time they wanted to ban the Joker movie because
Oh, great. That's
it
what we
was
need.
causing
I mean,
people to do
all
bad
things considered, vaping has killed more people than the Joker. So
Yeah.
what do you? Gonna,
But anyways, he comes from an era where like comics weren't taken seriously. So
No, he definitely is from that era where it was like comics are trash to them, basically.
yeah, so basically, like maybe in his mind, like, oh my god, it's a comic book movie. He thinks the movies are the same as what he thought of as comics back in the day, I guess. If you watch there's a documentary about Stan Lee on YouTube right now that
Really?
it keeps going into my feed, but he talks about the history of comics, and people used to make fun of Stan Lee. When they used to introduce him as
comics were kind of like they didn't take them seriously, like the auteur filmmakers or whatever. That wasn't a thing.
I was in my 30s and everybody had a real job, and here I was writing comics. I was embarrassed. That's his quote.
Fellini got his start doing caricatures for like newspapers and comics for newspapers.
Who?
Federico Fellini.
Oh, okay.
I still find it funny that Dr. Seuss was doing anti-Asian propaganda during World War II.
He was? I had no.
Oh no, he totally was. Oh yeah, no, he totally was. They tried canceling Dr. Seuss I think like a year or so, 2 years ago, somewhere in there. They tried, there was a big thing online they were trying to cancel. I'm like, he's dead. And if you think you're ever gonna pull his books out of any library ever, you are dumb.
Yeah.
We don't know what the future has. I mean, that generation
We're
thought
not,
they were
we're
doing
not
the right thing.
they're gonna burn books, Sue. Don't worry.
Well, they're gonna burn books because everything's gonna be digital.
We don't need words.
I mean, they all want to just cancel everybody constantly and whatever. But no, I mean,
great power. The Stan Lee story.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much.
What is it called? Oh, great. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cover.
Thank you.
The world.
We could just do that too. That's a. I like the other way better. I just like the other way better. It just looks better.
I like the one before this
we're
because
all
I'm in the
equal like
middle.
this.
I like the sunset.
Yeah, it's from The Last Jedi.
Oh, is it from the trailer we just? Oh no, it's not from the.
No, this is from this. If you can kind of see, that's Luke's cape flapping.
Oh, flapping between.
Yeah, I just needed a GIF. I wanted a moving GIF. Yeah, and I just found it and threw it up. I have a Blade Runner cinematograph background that I use. I'm gonna throw up here.
Ooh, like that, Blade Runner.
So it's yeah. I gotta turn.
I agree with Curtis. Bird bras, not books. They're very uncomfortable.
There we go.
Yes.
I agree. They're uncomfortable.
They're very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Free the nipple. I mean, what?
Yes.
But no, I think the thing with Scorsese, just kind of to wrap it up, is it's fascinating. The more he talks, the more you learn. And I'll do a whole thing on this tomorrow. I'll just do a standalone video on it. It's pronounced GIF. It is not. I will never call it GIF. I am not a heathen. It is GIF.
I like that. The what because people say, I just still don't know what is the correct way, because there's fights on both sides about GIF or GIF.
Well, I mean, like, most people say, like the creator of it said that it's pronounced GIF, right? And then like JIF, yeah, like that's
GIF.
Yeah, and that's how he pronounced it. So therefore, that's correct. And if you want, I mean, if we're talking, I guess, canon, then maybe. But you know what? It's kind of like trying to give a good example of it being pronounced one way, but like no one giving a shit.
Tomato.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's really like, I just been saying GIF my entire life, and you'll never get me to stop. And there could be a GIF inquisition that happens, where if you don't, if you don't join the religion of GIF, you die. And then you know what? I have my principles.
I feel like there's a Star Trek episode about that.
Or you know, we could probably better pitch it as an Orville episode. I think that'd be better.
That you're right.
Because Orville at this point is better Star Trek than Star Trek. That's kind of funny.
I like Orville. When is that back on? Is it back on?
No, not until next year.
Wait.
It's been almost because it came out I think at the end of January or whatever is when like the new episodes premiered. But now it's going to Hulu. So it'll be interesting to see how they pull that one off. Because here's the thing: come on, in 10 years, you know, network TV, cable TV is going to predominantly be dead.
Oh, absolutely! I totally agree with that.
You know, it's
way.
Yeah, it has to be.
I don't have I have streaming services. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, when I moved to LA from San Diego, we opted out of getting cable television, and that was in 2010. So it's been almost 10 years. When I moved to Portland, I got Comcast and they bundled in TV. We didn't turn it on for the first like 6 months.
Yeah, I don't.
And why would I watch this? We would watch it, I think, at night to watch like local news. But other than that, it was just kind of like, why is Netflix, Hulu? I mean, that's yeah, you don't. Anything I need to get my hands on.
And even if you want something that's like on premium or whatever, you can now order episodes on like Amazon or something if you really need to watch it right away.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want to pay for it. There's ways. But really, there's a lot of it's just this sort of things have always been going. And I remember, I think it was in like 2010. It was like I had first heard that there was like 2 million people that year had cut the cord, and they were like, it's fine. And then now it's like 10 million people a year are getting rid of cable TV, and cable internet is raising their prices exponentially.
My internet, I don't know why it costs so much.
No, you know what I pay for mine? $140 a month.
See, because they're making up with the cable shit.
Yeah. Well, what it is like my girlfriend was like very adamant. We need to get a home line. We need to get a home phone number because we just use our cell phones.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but I'm paying $140 a month for our cell phones. I don't want to pay more money for something I'm not going to use. And then she's like, but we have kids. And in case of an emergency, like what if the power goes out? And I'm like, all the phones now are all internet. They're all VoIP. So if the power goes out, so does the phone.
Yeah.
But then Comcast is like, but we'll up your transfer speed to like 400 megabytes down a second. I'm all like, God, fine. Like I can watch UHD on Netflix. It looks fantastic. So, I pay for it. It's all tax write-off anyway because I use it for business.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about all this stuff, right? Everything is all business.
Sure.
I could argue that rug back there, that Millennium Falcon rug.
It's business related.
It's business. It's decor. For my office. But that is literally, that's a rug. That's an actual rug that I bought at Comic-Con, and I'm like, you know what? I have cats and they're gonna like crap on it or something.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pin it to my wall.
Yes, it could be something to do with sound. That's why it's there. You could say.
Oh yeah. Right.
So that stream I did earlier that you guys were on, demonetized for no reason.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Most of them are. Most streams get demonetized. This stream will be demonetized, even though we haven't said much. You just appeal it. Be done.
Yeah.
I just want to kick YouTube in the face all the time.
Well, okay. So like, here's how. Okay, like this is again why I pay attention to like. One thing about me is I have been paying attention to how YouTube operates very, very, very much for the past couple of years, and what happens with the demonetization is mostly the algorithm or the bot has to determine that your channel is worthy of money. So it processes everything you say. I mean, somebody might have said the F word more than once, I think, on there.
Yeah.
And that could trigger it. And for the most part, it's like, okay, well, then it just sends it in for review. But the channel, the more they want you to appeal it, and the more you appeal it and the more it gets approved, the more the system learns to trust you. So like on my 3 Block Theater channel, pretty much like 95% of all videos are confirmed monetized right away. But on my other channel, my other 130,000 sub channel, I have to manually tell the system what is in the video. Like I have to go, they give me a little menu and it's all like, do you swear? If so, Is it full swearing,
Really?
light swear? Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Yeah. So I have to go like, no, I don't swear in this video. Are you talking about sensitive subjects? And I'm like, well, what defines a sensitive subject? Like what?
Someone could argue anything's a
Bras
sensitive.
are
Yeah.
uncomfortable. That's sensitive.
Yeah, that's sensitive. I go, oh, bras, man.
They are uncomfortable. YouTube, you wear some bras. You see how you
They do.
Release the titty, and it's just like, you know, they get all mad and stuff. And so that's one of the reasons why I was like, okay, well, for the system, it has to learn to trust you, and it just becomes this process, and it's annoying.
It's like a relationship. It's really annoying.
Oh yeah, but you have no say.
It's like what?
It's like being in a relationship with YouTube. You have to like wine and dine them. They have to trust you.
Yeah, pretty much. You really do. They do
That's
that
why
to
I'm
you.
like, take it or leave it, dude.
Yes.
So it's pretty bad.
Well, we get annoyed because like we'll have footage sent to us from it could be from whatever network to use in a video.
Yeah.
And no matter, we'll sign a contract, automatically demonetize, and we have to appeal it. Doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that's just automatic.
Yeah.
Because they upload like a profile of it or something or whatever they want to look for. And even though they give you that information, like they give you permission, you still have to jump through the hoops for it, which is frustrating as all hell. Which is why I have to honestly give credit to Disney for Star Wars. They have put zero restrictions on that. Like none. You know, so many people like I've honestly thought about just to test it just for a while to see like really to start like another channel and to just have it be like $3 trailers or something. And like when a trailer drops, I just rip it, re-upload it. You know, and just to see what the spread on that would be. Like I wouldn't make any money on it. Because there would just be like, you know, I wouldn't, because you have to have like either 1,000 subs or 4,000 hours watched.
They send us those.
Yeah,
they send us the file. I don't post them. I did. They give us the option. They go, hey, this just dropped. Here's the link to this trailer, or you could download it right here.
Yeah, that happens to us too, but then it's a crapshoot. Sometimes you get demonetized, sometimes you don't. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't
what's
care about
funny is-
demonetized. I'm worried about a copyright strike.
That's what we're worried about too, is the strike, not the demonetization.
Yeah, I don't care about the demonetized.
No, it's the strike because you get 3 strikes and you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's just all content ID anyway. You know, it's not a strike, it's just a claim.
It is an abusive relationship.
It is. Curtis is
How's
absolutely
about having
right.
a channel where we give love advice to nerds? I've always wanted to do that.
What exactly would that potentially be? It's all like,
Well, okay, not even love
What
advice.
advice?
It'd be like we read emails because, you know, if we do them live, people are gonna go nuts. But
yeah, but I mean, like,
I
guess
would love to give relationship advice.
there you go.
'Cause I
And
could just
also
give an example.
geeks are like, and nerds are, we're socially awkward. So like kind of like,
yeah, but I mean, like, how you've been in a relationship for a few years, right, Lewis? Well, she's not. I mean, she exists. I've met her, so I can say that at least.
honey,
And then Jennifer, I don't know
Copy.
what your current relationship status is.
I have to now. You know, once upon a time, I tried marriage and it was not for me.
oh really?
Long time. I was right out of college. It was a really dumb idea. Don't ever do anything in your 20s. Ever anything.
That is true.
But now I just like have no expectation because I've been in like everybody's kind of screwed up. So I have no expectation. Nothing shocks me anymore. So I'm like,
Yeah.
don't get in a serious relationship. Just like date 4 people. 4 is a good number. 4 because they'll all be a disappointment eventually. They'll need to get rid of them all eventually, or they leave eventually.
Damn, the chat is lining up.
That's my advice. And so our like younger reporters, when they get like the girl ones, when they're like in relationships, are like, what are you? First of all, you're too young. You don't need to be in a serious relationship. Why are you limiting yourself to one person that you hate? Well, first of all, so 4 rule of 4.
New Collider series coming this Friday, 2 p.m. It's way better than that other stupid rule of 2 shit.
No, rule of 4. Everybody,
Rule of 4.
at the end of the day, you're gonna like end up hating each other anyways. Might as well just have like backups and then everyone. Yes, I don't too much.
That should be. But the thing is, it's like how to date in Los Angeles. Like that's
You
what people
can't.
really need. You can't date in LA.
No,
you
it's
can't, no.
stupid.
I mean, like I was with my girlfriend before LA. We're still together. We have 2 kids and a home. So it's like, you know, we made it through that crap.
You escaped to Washington is the.
Yeah, where they don't have income tax, so it's really good on the pocketbook at the
LA
end of the year.
is like the fakest place,
yeah.
the worst to date. This is a date in LA.
Well, I
for
mean,
2
like, you know,
hours.
when I
Right.
was there, and I'm sure things have changed. You know,
Why
I mean,
not?
like a lot of people that go to LA come in from outside of the
That's,
city,
you
but
know, that's my problem is I really feel, and maybe people will hate this. I'm from here. I really feel the big problem is people that come transplants. It's a big
From
problem.
LA, from somewhere else.
Yeah, are the real douches because I think a lot of people come here expecting to be famous right away, and when they see that, oh, you have to work for things and do, they get
I
all
think most people I make friends with are not from LA.
really.
Yeah.
most
you
people
from
I met
LA,
were pretty cool.
Jennifer?
I'm from LA.
Matt's not.
Well, I
You
mean,
were
I
born
spent
here.
15 years in Southern California, so it's kind of like close enough.
Well, San Diego though.
What's else in California?
Entirely different.
It is. Oh no, it is entirely different.
Yeah.
That 140 miles is like literally
is
going
different.
to another country.
It is.
You're closer to Tijuana.
That is true. I haven't been there in a long time.
When I
but
go
yes,
to
it's
San
close to
Diego, I
Tijuana.
feel like I'm on vacation, like in somewhere else.
You know, it's funny because it was called for a while America's most livable city. It had
You know
that
what's weird. I always think that Three's Company takes place in San Diego, and it doesn't. But in my head, it does.
Well, you know why?
Huh.
Because it's on the there's a beach right there, Santa Monica.
You're right.
So what's that?
What?
Do you remember Three's Company?
Yeah, Three's Company. Come and knock on my door.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting for you.
In my head, it always takes place in San Diego, and I know it. Like, because people are like, "You're wrong. It's Santa Monica." I'm like, "Well, in my head, it's San Diego for some reason."
Well, it's a LA Zoo. And, well, you know what? I think when they did the second season, I think, oh, man, I may be wrong. They used a San Diego Zoo.
Maybe that's.
Maybe.
The Regal Beagle should be in San Diego.
Oh, the Regal Beagle. Yeah, everyone's like, "What the hell are these people talking?" May the blood of Christ compel you. They're
Wait,
telling
do
us.
people remember Jack? Did they even remember Jack Tripper or no?
I gotta watch that show again.
Well, I mean, I at this point, I just really miss John Ritter.
I know.
A lot of it is just missing of the John Ritter.
But I'm sad because I think like, do people like young people know who John Ritter is even?
No, the average.
No.
I mean, like the average young person probably wouldn't even know who like Frank Sinatra is.
Well, we knew who Charlie Chaplin was.
Yeah, but we also grew up in a different time.
We grew up in a time where you read. You know,
Yeah,
I was for Halloween when I was 8.
Like Jennifer, like out of curiosity, like how old, like in the ballpark?
How
If
old
you don't
am
tell
I?
me. Yeah.
I'll be 40 in February.
Well, congratulations. I guess. Obviously, I'm 37, so you're nearly 40. So
Yeah,
we're
we're
in that same kind of ballpark. And Lewis is, geriatric. and
Yeah.
I don't know.
What?
He won't tell me his exact age, but like,
21.
Yeah. Well, everyone in LA is 21. It's the date. It's the birthday that just keeps on happening. But no, it's like, but we grew up at a time like we're like I think we're known as like Zennials.
Yeah, so we can have because it's not millennials, it's not Generation X, it's like
Yeah, well, we're also the last generation to grow up without the internet, with like knowing what life was like, before all that stuff, and then like growing up. I mean, I remember when when my friend got AT&T, and it was like, dude, we have the internet, and I'm like, what the fuck is the internet?
No, I remember like the first, like it was all like chat, it was
just all chat.
Dial-up.
Yeah.
Dial-up chat. Yeah. I mean, I would jump on there too. I mean, I'd go in there going like I think I had like 4 consecutive or concurrent girlfriends or something, like online dating. I was like a teenager.
Guys.
But you know what? I have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
I have literally no way of knowing. It's been over 20 years. It could potentially
I
be
did that Tinder thing, man. That was embarrassing just to even think about it.
You did Tinder?
Well, I did for like a week, and then I was like swiping, and then it's like, okay,
because you can see people that It's like
that's the problem. That's why I quit. I didn't want to see people.
Yeah. If I ended up single, I probably would try Tinder. But I would just
which one's the one where you swipe?
That's Tinder. Yeah.
And then like I connected with like 2 people, and they were flaky.
Oh,
like,
well, yeah. That's I mean, even if it's not.
Oh,
so what's the point of this? I'd rather just
Well, because they want to like, I think it's like mostly for like hooking up and whatnot. When I was in San Diego,
Grindr's the
before
way
the
to go.
before Tinder, and I was too cheap to pay for those dating sites, I used Craigslist.
Well,
And their
Craigslist
personal
now they got
section.
rid of all the, because there was like hooker ads.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. I got a funny
I
story
made
about
a lot
that,
of money
actually.
on that. Oh wait,
About the hooker.
No, I got a funny story about that. So when I was in high school in Oregon, there was a friend of mine named Shauna, and
there's nothing
Shauna,
funny about crabs.
is that why you're bald?
You're the one with talking about Craigslist, man.
I'm
If
the
there's no
yeah.
more-
I never got crabs from Craigslist, so I
Well,
mean,
you said-
like,
you said
I mean, don't
it's
get
a
me
funny
wrong.
story.
I enjoy a good seafood diet, but still, you know, you got to shave that shit, put the shampoo on for 2 weeks. Anyway,
I'm not bald, man. Have you seen my back? It's hairier than Sasquatch.
I haven't seen your back, no. But if we go CinemaCon, then
And
I
have you
probably
seen
will.
my?
So wait, did you like did your hair just all migrate down and like give you like a weird caveman bush?
Yep.
Good to know. You're like it looks like
Have you ever
Diglett, like it's like the
watched fucking
Pokemon
Austin
Diglett. You know what I
Powers?
mean?
Have you ever watched Austin Powers?
Yeah, of course, I've seen
Yeah.
Austin Powers.
All right. Well, then picture that.
Small and British. Okay. But anyway, back to my story that you so rudely interrupted.
Okay.
No, Shauna had moved around a little bit after high school. She was 4 years younger than me, and we met when I was a senior. She was a freshman. And
What's her
stating-
last name? So I can look
I'm
her
not telling you her last name. I don't even think I know it anymore, to be honest with you. But anyway, like she ended up, you know, getting into modeling, and it then turned into nude modeling, and then it turned into, later on I found out softcore, and you know, and like that was sent to me by a mutual friend of ours. He's like, "Hey, you want to see something crazy?" I'm like, "What?" He's all like, "Look at Shauna masturbate," and I'm all like,
Oh,
"Okay.
You're like, there she is.
Like there. Wow. Okay. Was not expecting that on a Tuesday morning, but I appreciate the gift. And so anyway, like my buddy calls me up one day, and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "you got to go on the hooker section on Craigslist." And I'm all like, "Okay, why?" And he goes, "No. Like I think I saw our friend Claire on there. We had a friend, an Australian friend of ours, who." He thought he saw on the hooker section on Craigslist. So I first was like, why are you looking on the hooker section on Craigslist? And he's all like, boredom. And I'm like, fair enough. Because if you've ever gone on the hooker section on Craigslist, it is legitimately a very funny site to be. It's not there anymore.
I definitely, when it was on there, I would like.
Yeah, it was great. It was funnier than shit. Because it was like the same 5 women, you know, but they would always change the ads a little bit, and then just repost, all that jazz. So I'm like, all right, I'll jump on there. So I got up, I lit a cigarette, sat down on my computer, and I'm just like smoking and like surfing hookers, you know, like you do.
bless you.
And then all of a sudden I click on one, and it's Shauna. It's a photo of Shauna, but it's like it's a topless. It's one of her topless photos from her old modeling website. And I'm just like, the fuck? I'm like, for one, I've seen those boobs before. 2, what is happening here? So I hit her up. But this is still around the time MySpace was a thing. So we were friends on MySpace, and I hit her on MySpace, and I'm just all like, "Yo, Shauna, like, did you know that like someone is posing as you as a hooker on Craigslist?" And then she goes, "Oh, thanks for telling me." And like that was it. She dropped it, right? So I come to find out later on, and this is before I saw the video of her diddling herself. So this was like I think about a year before that.
This is the longest story ever.
This is shut up. And so I find out that her husband lived in Pacific Beach, which is where the location was for this ad. And she had at some point in time had done escort work in Portland. So
I feel like a lot of girls in Portland turned to escort work.
well, it's, you know, we have the most in Portland, which is where I grew up. There's the highest amount of strip clubs per capita. So yeah, it's a lot of people, and people like a lot of nudity, and it's nothing else to do there. So, but I found out that she ultimately was like doing escort work, and I think that was her. I think that was her on there, and
I think you're right.
and I stumbled across it randomly on accident, and then I was filled with just a whole shitload of regret. Because I'm all like, I should have paid for it. Just, if anything, schedule the meeting and just to show up.
Oh, this is what you do.
Just to go like, hey, long time no talk. How you doing? Zip. You
I
know,
wish it was still around so I could go on and see if there's any like girls that I know in the industry. Hooker site.
I
I
just
do that with like sugar babies or whatever sugar daddy site.
yeah, there's like a sugardaddies.com or whatever. There's a lot of those sites that exist like that, which is just I mean, it just proves the point that prostitution should be illegal.
Oh,
it
it
just
should totally be legal. I mean,
just-
it's like you're adults, the oldest profession in the world.
yeah. It's if you're if someone's willing to sell it, someone's willing to buy it. You know, or
Exactly.
someone's willing to buy it, someone's willing to sell it. So you might as well just legalize it, regulate it, and tax it.
Curtis would like to know if Louis is Italian. Lecca is Italian, isn't it? You said
My dad is Italian, but I was raised with Cubans, so I consider myself Cuban.
Have you done a DNA test?
No,
You should do a DNA test.
I already know I'm half Sasquatch. We cleared
Yeah,
that
but
out.
but we need confirmation of that.
that is not possible.
Like I did a DNA test recently, and it turns out I'm 100% European.
Ewok. Oh damn.
But a little
Yeah.
Jewish.
Little Jewish, but I don't know. It doesn't tell me what part. I think it's the French and German part because my family came from, Jewish German backgrounds.
German. Jewy
Jewy Germans, yeah, Jewy Germans, I guess. But this was like apparently well before the World War II and all that stuff went down. So they were just like they just decided to get the hell out because I guess there was like anti-Jewish persecution happening way back in the day.
Yeah, everyone always hates the Jews. We're used to it.
Oh yeah, no, I Richard Spencer. I heard that audio. He's not a fan. Don't quite. It's funny because he loves media, so you figure he would be.
You like media because we own it.
Oh no, I will say this though. What was it? Is it Yom Kippur or no? Is it Passover? I don't know the full.
Passover, Yom Kippur, you fast for the day.
Okay.
Passover is Moses' 10 Commandments.
Which is the one where like everything shuts down?
They both do.
Like you go to church for the whole day. Which one is that one?
Oh, Yom Kippur, because it's like supposed to be the holiest day of the year.
Yeah, right. That is the best day to be in Los Angeles. That is the absolute best day to be in LA because there is no traffic. Everything is shut down, but you can't find any parking within 2 miles of a temple or synagogue.
Yeah, don't go to Beverly Fairfax area.
Yeah, I did that. I had to go to a friend of mine on the west side on Yom Kippur, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna be down there in like an hour and a half or whatever, and I'm like, I made it in like 15 minutes. Holy crap! Like no one's on the freeway, and then I go to park, and I'm like, oh no. And you know how it is. You get to LA and you look at the street signs, and you're like, there's like the long list
Yeah, you get
of.
billed for if you park between this and this.
Yeah, I'm like, it's Tuesday at 1. I forget what day it was. Like whatever day it was. Like it's 1 p.m. It's an odd day of the week. Is the street sweeper coming at this point? No, that was yesterday. But
anywhere on the west side, yeah, you're screwed. Like, take a lift because you cannot park in the neighborhoods usually.
Yeah. Well, this was in 2012 before we had. No, those were there. They were there. I think Uber was there. Lyft wasn't a thing yet. I remember seeing a few of those. And then but yeah, it was like really just best day to drive. It was the best day to drive in that city. Also, Carmageddon. Remember Carmageddon?
Yeah.
Right.
405.
405 shut down. Oh, that was beautiful.
Were you living in LA?
I was. Yes, I was for Carmageddon, and that was great because they were just like, it's gonna be the worst traffic in Los Angeles. The 405 closed
that should have been the
for
first
4
hint
days.
that nothing was going to happen.
Nothing happened.
Nothing
it was
happened.
just
It's kind of like Y2K. I was expecting a lot more than what happened.
Oh yeah, we're like, oh yeah, let's go into
Yeah,
the
Y2K, we were supposed to die.
Yeah, everyone was supposed to die. That was supposed to be like really Terminator shit happening there.
Oh
like,
no,
that's when that's when I had the rule of 4, like Jennifer, and I was like, this could be our last day together.
on Y2K. So I had just moved to San Diego, right before New Year's 1999. So like almost 20 years ago. And so on New Year's Eve 2000, right before Y2K was set to kill us all, my stepdad was like, well, fuck it. We went to Tijuana a couple days beforehand, bought a bunch of Cuban cigars and a bunch of tequila. And I was like 18 at the time. And he's like, all right, man. Like we sat outside and just like smoked Cubans and like did shots of tequila. It's like, if we're going to die, let's at least get fucked up.
You might as
And then it hit midnight and I'm just like, I'm dead. I'm just so drunk and I'm like looking at it like, I'm fine. So I just like stumble in my room and like get on my computer and like talking to people like we're fine. You're all cray. But then of course the next day, life moves on. Life finds a way.
Nothing happened. Like literally nothing happened.
Mhm.
It's such
My
a
favorite-
Are you disappointed?
Yeah, like what's really so Y2K, my cousin was having her bat mitzvah in Israel. My uncle's a rabbi in New Jersey, and we were in Israel, and I was so mad because I'm like, Mom, out of all the places to be when it turns to 2000, really going to fucking Israel? This is a bad idea. I just remember, I don't know, for Tel Aviv, I think, and like that day, like the 31st, there was like an Arabic guy like selling like orange juice, and I didn't want to buy it. He's like, "Why? We're all going to die tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh, great." I'm like, "Thanks," but nothing happened.
I wonder how many people use that line to like try to get laid that night. Like there was never a movie made about like the Y2K and losing your virginity.
People should use that line now and just be really cryptic and like, "You should sleep with me. We're all going to die tomorrow."
Yeah,
yeah, that should work in LA.
Where
people don't even hug each other or anything. Like they don't even barely fist pump. There's that much contact.
There's in the Me Too movement.
I hug everybody. I'm like, I don't.
No, there's been like a lot of reports of this, of like the Me Too movement in the last couple of years has like effectively killed so much like of LA in that regard. Like people are just deathly. I was reading reports of like production companies not hiring women at all. They just like they don't want the risk of having there be a problem. Like, well, if we don't have any women here, no one can be sexually harassed.
Well, what I do is when I go to junkets and stuff, that's the only time I see people, and I just like do my stuff and leave. And then I
like to make
and I go like this to every. I've done that to you, Jennifer, too. Like just everybody. I go, hi, and then like they usually go, no, you. I know you better. Let's hug. And I'm like, oh,
I need an adult.
Because I mean, they're even looking at like what's that? Was John Wick? What's his name? Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I saw that article today too.
They were looking at him like how he doesn't like when he hugs people for selfies. He like puts his hand in a certain way. I mean, people are looking.
He hover hands. He hover hands.
Yeah, but like, and they're like, and there's a segment of people, and I'm whatever, man. You're free to think what you think, but I disagree. They're like, how respectful of him. No,
I feel like, what do you think? You can't put your touch my shoulder.
Well, but it's like they're looking at that too. I mean, how many times have I taken a selfie with someone and gone, "Hey, pal," and then they're gonna look at my hand like.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Now they're looking at my hand and like I do this. They want to take a picture with me. Hey, what's up, man? Okay, let's take a picture. Boom. Now they're looking like if my hand's like this.
That's insane. I want to punch those people. Face.
I mean,
there's a lot of them.
It's a hand on a shoulder or like around someone's back. You're not
going. That's not a turn on to anyone.
Yeah, you're not grabbing. You're not pulling it Donald Trump.
They're making everything innately that's not sexual. It's like, oh, that could be intended as like how.
Yeah.
They're turning a greeting into something.
But isn't this like the Puritan, ultra religious thing where where like no contact thing, but the people implementing this stuff are like not religious.
Yeah, but they're making it into a puritanical.
They're acting just like.
Yeah, well, that's the SJWs. That's the and it's like that's the social justice warriors that we have. And Portland's turned into that too. But I mean, then you have the other side. I mean, the pendulum has just kind of swung back. Back in the day, you had the religious right. They're out there saying, like, if you listen to Kiss music, you're gonna go and commit seppuku with the frisbee.
Well, you are, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of Kiss music. I listen to an insane amount of Kiss music.
And look what happened.
I know. I started a YouTube channel. That's what I did. That's what Knights of Satan's Service did to me. I mean, no, like it's been like serious. They went after video games back in the 80s, rap music in the 80s.
Tipper Gore.
Joe Lieberman, I mean, like, may he burn in hell.
Joe Lieberman, the vice president?
No, that's Joe Biden.
Oh, no, Lieberman, the
Lieberman has, I believe he ran for.
Yeah, Lieberman did. He's not a good Jew. I don't like him.
Was he a VP?
He might have been a VP candidate.
Who's running mate? Was he going to be Gore's running mate?
Was it Dole's? Who was Dole's running mate? I don't know. That's like
No,
1996
Lieberman
shit right there.
was
There's someone's running mate at one point.
yeah, but a Democratic Party.
Dukakis. Was it Dukakis? I just kind of
No,
pulled
it's
that
not
name
that.
out of my.
It was more recent than that.
Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know what? Fuck them. Doesn't matter. But no, they've been always. I mean, look at the okay. Case in point, look at Joker, right? No one died at all. The movie's gonna pull $1 billion roughly, and
So we'll get more
You know,
people
like,
than
The
What?
history of like, does anybody look at the history of cinema? You think people haven't fucking killed each other over all these other movies? What
I was in Hall H at Comic-Con in 2010 when that dude got stabbed in the eye over a seat.
See, that
people
really
will
bothers
brutalize each other.
Comic-Con people are hardcore.
Oh, they
You
are
know,
hardcore.
And
I
even
know.
I mean, the day after, people were cosplaying with an eye, like
Not even the day after, dude. That no, like within the next hour. This is true. This is true. So the dude gets stabbed. Right? It was right after the Universal panel for Paul, which had Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and this was
With
leading
the
in.
Alien movie, right?
Yeah. So and they gave us alien glasses. And so then the stabbing happened, and then after that was the Marvel panel, the Avengers panel. The first time all Avengers had been together on stage, I was in that room. Love that moment. I mean, even like the Universal panel was great too, because like Harrison Ford was there for Cowboys and Aliens. So like it was that was an epic day in Hall H. Anyway, Kevin Smith comes on afterward, as he does on Saturday night, and my friends and I, we always watch Kevin Smith. And so at one point, a dude gets up to go ask him a question. The guy approaches the microphone, and they have a camera on him, and he puts on the glasses, and the big alien glasses, and he had stabbed a pen through one of the eyes at the top. And so he's talking to Kevin Smith, and Kevin just stops him and goes, "Wait a minute. Are you dressed as the dude who just got stabbed in the eye like an hour ago?" And then the guy's like, "Yeah." And he just goes, "Too soon, man. Too soon." And but like that's Hall H in a nutshell.
Amazing.
That is the Hall H crowd. And
That is the Hall H crowd. I almost got I think knifed because I mixed up Deadpool and Spider-Man one year.
I was at line
Both
for
red.
yeah, they're both red, and they both like chimichangas and redheads. I was in line once for the ATM, and I'm at Comic-Con, and my buddy and I were talking about some anime or something, and he got a fact wrong, and this girl behind us just kind of goes, "It's this,"
Oh God.
and he's like, "Okay, right, like thanks for telling me." And then I'm talking to her, or I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to him, and I say the word I say manga, right? And then she goes, "It's pronounced manga."
Oh, I would have like just kicked her in her boob.
I just was like, okay, right? But my friend looks at me after that, and he just goes like, "That's you, but everything else." It's like, yeah, okay, do you know how you feel? I'm like, "That's you." And like about a year or two later, we were having lunch, and people were discussing Batman Begins or something like that. And yeah, it was Batman Begins, and they got some facts wrong about Batman Begins. And I'm taking a bite of my burrito, and I put down my burrito, and he just goes, "Remember the girl at the ATM machine? Stop.
Like
do not do what you're going to do." And I'm all like, "You fucking asshole." But like, he's been my.
I'd rather have someone correct me on Batman than on manga.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I get it, like I get it. I'm that type of person though that like I pay attention to what everyone is saying.
Evian, not Evian.
Yeah, it's like people just and it's like I like to offer advice or information if I can, and it's a compulsion that I have. So like yesterday I was at Best Buy and I was looking for a cable, and I see this family and they're like fumbling over cell phone cases and trying to determine which one, and I have the same model. So I'm like, "Oh, I've got that same model.
Helpful.
It's good, but don't buy it here because it's like $50 here. Go on Amazon and get it for like $20."
That's helpful.
Yeah, and then they kind of like were like, "Okay,"
But I do the
like
same shit. Like if I see someone talking about something, because I'm like nothing embarrassed. Like I'm not embarrassed to go talk to people, and I just automatically, if it's like something I know about, or I'm like, "No, you go here instead," or
yeah.
And then they will sometimes look at me like I'm crazy, or sometimes not. I don't know.
I think I've sold like a couple of Rokus to people, like at stores. Like I'll walk by and they're looking, and I'm all like, "Oh, I have one of those," and they're like, "Oh wow, do you like it?" I'm like, "You know what, I do, and let me explain to you all the reasons why." And then they go, oh, that's really cool. Thank you so much. And they grab one and they walk away. And I'm all like, I should get a job selling Rokus because I like the product.
Someone like gives me information about something I'm looking at. I appreciate that.
Not everyone does. My girlfriend doesn't like that so much. I think because she's with me all the time.
Too, and like,
Jennifer knows how to play the piano, by the way. That's why she moved the camera.
Yeah, I want everyone to see my great. No, I didn't want because you could see into my messy bedroom. I realized I was like, oh no.
Oh, there's a reason why the camera's pointing upward on my end. It's just because it's.
And it's on the ground here because I'm trying to charge my computer and I keep knocking the thing out by the outlet. Otherwise, not usually. Oh crap!
You know what I was thinking about tonight, Lewis? Maybe you may want to do this with me one day. Is because this channel now is pretty much just exclusively for streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it'd be kind of cool to do trailer streams. Because I don't care about making like money on like those.
I have to go I ordered orange juice from 7-Eleven. I'm just gonna go get it because he can't downstairs. I'll be right back.
What?
Postmates, baby, right?
Postmates 7-Elevens, and he can't find my apartment number.
Go for it. I know what the hell that is.
Hey, I gotta be right back.
Postmates. She used Postmates to go.
So you just want to stream?
Bring up trailers and like trailers of the week.
I played part of the holiday special.
No, we're doing that.
Was that okay?
Yes, you're fine. And who cares if you're not? Like that's the thing. We're gonna do that.
I don't want the strike. I don't care about the monetization.
You're not gonna get a strike. Like the most you'll get is a content ID claim. It's like someone determined that blah 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 blah. Who cares?
All right.
Like you're fine. But what I'm thinking, and I'm saying this right now, and I'm calling dibs on this, is I'm thinking either December 14th or December 15th, probably the 14th. It's a Saturday, the Saturday before Star Wars. We do a holiday special watch party right here.
All right.
Get a few people in the room, bring in everybody. And I've never seen it all the way through. I've watched clips of it. And I've watched the animated bit a few times.
I'm gonna warn you right now. It's unwatchable. We need 6 people here.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying we just need like one person watching it, and everything is watchable.
No, dude, this is not watchable.
It's watchable.
No, it's not. Trust me, I hunted that thing back in 1999 when I heard it exist. When I started hearing that you could get this thing, someone gave it to me. I think it was a VHS or a VCD. I'm not sure. And I played it. I was excited to get it. It took me like months to find it, right? Dude, I had to turn it off after 10 minutes. It's unwatchable. You haven't seen it, right?
No, I've seen the animated stuff. And
the animated is watchable.
And I've skipped through bits of it, and it just seems like a terrible 1970s show. And that's why I want to watch it.
It's not a terrible 1970s show, bro. It's beyond that.
Yeah, that's why it's so good to watch.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I would bring in Jeffrey for that. I would bring in Jeffrey.
He will not do it.
He
was bitching about it on the.
Yeah, I know. That's why I would do it. Like I challenge you to sit here with us for 2 hours.
Okay,
Lewis,
and watch let's move on. What is this, Lewis? What are you trying to do?
Could we'll pause it. We'll pause it and we'll talk about it too. So we'll talk about it. Like
it is bad, dude. There's like half an hour of with the Wookiees, no subtitles. It's bad. The real gold. I'll do it. Don't worry about that. I'm here for that. But the real thing I've always wanted to do is interview the director.
Is he still alive?
Yeah. Like I don't know his name. I don't care. But he's
if you want to. Oh, Jesus. Okay, looking it up. Steve Binder.
Yeah. Why don't you pull up one of his interviews? Is there one on the internet?
He's 86 years old.
Yeah, we got to get that interview quick.
Yeah. Let's see. The Star Wars Holiday Special was a 2-hour primetime special on CBS, starring the original cast of Star Wars with actors such as Art Carney and B. Arthur. It combined the Star Wars universe with traditional television variety show. Generally, it has received a large amount of criticism, both from Star Wars fans and the general public. Let's see. The author of What Were They Thinking? The 100 Dumbest Events in TV History ranked it at number 1, calling it the worst 2 hours on television ever. And that is fantastic.
There's 2 directors.
Which
David Akomba. I think
he's uncredited though.
he's credited here on
He's uncredited on Wikipedia.
IMDb's on there. Look at the way this guy looks, though.
Hi.
Oh, with his hair.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Are you going to share the screen?
No, I'm trying to find him. Is this the right guy?
This is, for those wondering, this is what Lewis is talking about.
Oh, who is that?
This apparently
him?
is one of the co-directors of the Star Wars Holiday Special. That's on his Wikipedia. That's on his Wikipedia. So
I'm so glad that's his Wikipedia picture.
That's great.
But who's this?
I got forges because I.
Oh, Curtis says here that it's an instant strike worldwide. Why is it an instant strike?
Holiday Special?
Yeah, it's up on YouTube. I mean, you can watch other YouTube content. Like, you can. It's there. If it's not taken down, then it's fine. Like, I mean, I don't know. I want to know if it's worth like suing him over.
I think we should sue them. I know a good lawyer.
Sue who over?
I don't know. Let's sue someone.
Well, I'm just saying it's I'm not saying we watched the. I am not personally saying that we watched the entire thing in a row without stopping it.
Just the part where the grandpa Wookiee watches the adult programming.
Yeah,
we cannot watch. Dude, he thinks it's watchable.
It is watchable.
It is watchable.
Not watchable.
Have you ever seen The
awful.
Room, Lewis? Have you ever seen The Room?
No.
Have you seen The Room, Jennifer?
Oh, multiple times.
Yeah, I saw it. See, first time I saw that movie, I saw it at the Sunset. Sunset 5, midnight show. Tommy Wiseau presented it. Okay, that movie on its own is unwatchable.
Yeah.
But in the right context, it is one of the greatest things ever. And even now, I can watch it because I have had that experience, so I can draw from that experience and enjoy what I'm watching when I watch that movie.
Got striked when he put it on a Holiday Special.
Well, okay. Well, he said, okay, but to be fair, Curtis, you also just re-upload whole cloth. So we're not talking a fair use situation here. Now, granted, I don't.
We remake the holiday episode shot by shot, like Gus Van Sant did with Psycho for some reason.
Or the people who did that with the Raiders of the Lost Ark over the span of 6 summers, which was supposed to be a movie. That was supposed to be.
Kids that did it?
Yeah, the kids that did it over the course of 6 years.
Oh, great.
And someone optioned the rights to that story.
Oh, I know. Yeah, there's a whole thing about it.
And then they never did anything with it. It's like all the crap that comes out. Hell, Paul Feig has another movie coming out. All the crap that comes out. It's like, but that sounds interesting. And yet they're just like, nope.
Why?
I don't know. I don't get like, I mean, I'm looking at like the slate of what's coming out and like, I've been going back and looking at movies released 20 years ago because this is a pretty big year for that particular milestone. You've got like Matrix, you've got The Mummy, Cruel Intentions.
Matrix was 20 years ago?
Matrix came out end of March 1999.
Oh, crap.
She's All That came out in January of 1999. She's All That is now 20 years old. How does that make you feel? How old does that make you feel?
Like a grandma.
Yeah. I saw that movie a lot in theaters. I love that movie. The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. That 20 years ago. I mean, we're talking 20 years since Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. It's just so. Anyway, I'm going back.
Jar Jar Binks.
20 years of Jar Jar Binks. It's just
celebration for that.
Yeah, he was at Celebration, but it's like oh, Misa Jar Jar Binks. We've been doing that for 2 decades. We've been doing that.
But no one knows how he looks.
Well, I know what he looks like. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup, but I know. Yeah, like Ahmed Best, the actor.
I think that actual was like what Jar Jar looks like.
Oh yeah. No,
You
I
know,
mean, like,
I was in the People versus George Lucas, the documentary.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, you know about that documentary?
Mhm.
Yeah. People come up to me every once in a while. And they're like, "Weren't you in that People versus Lucas documentary?"
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
"Yep." That was the original. You know what, Matt? Phantom Menace.
oh, right. Sorry. I didn't want
It's
to say
not.
their name. They're going to come
That
running now.
that was that was the original movement right there.
I'm like, whatever, man. Like, I mean, people can sit there and go like, I hate the prequels, but they're still not as
They're
bad.
bad.
They're not that bad. Okay, Phantom Menaces, but like the other two are not that bad.
Dude, episode 2 is bad.
Episode 2 is not bad.
3 is
Episode 2,
bad.
episode 3 is not bad.
This is where the fun begins.
This is what
that-
you need to like
Right in the
realize.
beginning of Revenge of the Sith,
You're like,
Anakin.
you are so wrong. It's not even funny.
Wait, who's getting Ewok films on VHS? That's great. You need to get them. I have a VCR.
You know what's really funny is like there was an article I read where someone's like, Star Wars has had 17 theatrical releases.
Oh my God, are you serious? Look what he
What-
has.
What is it? I can't see it.
Mint.
That's
From
a
Star Wars to Jedi. VHS.
What is that?
I'm so
From
jealous.
Star Wars to Jedi is a documentary.
Man.
I think you can probably see it on YouTube as well. Someone probably uploaded it.
You know
but-
the very first very first video I saw on YouTube is George Lucas in Love.
Really?
It's the very
Yeah, I
first
remember that.
because when it was 2006. I was in a documentary filmmaking class, and my teacher comes in and he's all like, "Have you guys heard of this new thing called YouTube?" And we're all like, "No," like no, we literally had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
You know, and he's all like, "No, this is a new video sharing site." I'm like, "Oh, like Google Video?" Is like better than Google Video. You can find anything on there. And I'm all
Google?
like,
Well, not. Oh, you said Google Video.
Google Video because it was YouTube and Google Video for a while, and then remember Google bought YouTube, but then they still ran Google Video for a bit,
Really?
and it was because there wasn't a time restriction on there. Like YouTube had a 10-minute time restriction for the longest time, and everything else, and so it was very like, it was a very different world back then.
I remember Yahoo was the shit.
Yahoo never did video
But
sharing.
Yahoo
though.
had a lot of Yahoo
Who
had a
Ask
lot of
Jeeves?
huh?
Ask Jeeves.
Well, Yahoo had that that eBay type of auction
Oh yeah.
space, and they just like threw it away. Like,
Well, Yahoo has thrown a lot away
yeah,
over the years. I mean, they're like I don't even know how the hell they're still around, but yeah, Ask Jeeves is one. That was a precursor to Google, but when I first got home, and I remember I got home from school, I went to the computer. I'm like, George Lucas in Love, and it popped up. I'm like, holy shit, everything really is on here. And I watched it. I was like, that was a pretty good little short film. And then from there, man, it was like, I'll tell you this. You know where I will fully admit I fucked up. I will admit this now, and I've admitted it years ago. But when I graduated film school, it was 2007, right? And YouTube was like, it was still growing, and it was still gaining influence. They hadn't been able to monetize it yet, but that was coming. And I gave it absolutely zero thought, because I was coming off of film school. I was working with the studio in San Diego, and we were planning big shit. We were talking about we weren't talking web series. We were talking films. We're talking documentaries. We're talking all of this crap. And YouTube is fun, but it's like nothing it's not that. I was so wrong. Like I was so insanely wrong about that, because when I got into it fully, I was like, man, there's so much here. And then just and I met people in LA when I moved there that were doing it full time in 2010 that were able to get monetized. A buddy of mine had a viral video with 4 million views, and it paid his rent for over a year.
Jesus.
And he was living in a little 1-bedroom in Sherman Oaks.
I've had the Nuke the Fridge channel for 11 years now, but I never really took it serious.
No, I mean it's like my first kind of taste of the viral content. Do you guys remember Thanksgiving 2011 up in
Yeah,
Porter Ranch?
specifically, I was
Yeah.
eating. I was eating some.
I know it's,
Yeah.
but remember the Porter Ranch Walmart. There was that pepper spray incident.
Yeah. You told me about that. That
Yeah,
was dope.
so my girlfriend shot a video of like the crowd after they had been pepper sprayed. After people had like beat up this woman, like taking an Xbox. We didn't really know what was happening. She just kind of shot it like a minute 30 video of the crowd. I wasn't even paying attention. I was talking to some lady next to me about what had happened. We had no idea. So then we find out that a woman had been pepper sprayed over video games, and it was this whole wild mess. So we go to the car because we're like, we're not waiting in this line. We go to Best Buy in Burbank.
Mm-hmm.
And I get on Twitter and I just tweet out like, you know, a woman was pepper sprayed for video games at Walmart in Porter Ranch, ... video to come, and everything else. I didn't think much about it because we go do the shopping, go back to the apartment, and as I get back to the apartment at like 4 a.m, I check Twitter and it's like I got a message from Ryan Seacrest's producer, and they're like, "Yo, you got that video?" And I'm like, yeah, all right, man, like whatever. So I go to my girlfriend, like, hey, so do you mind if I upload that video to my account? And I'm like, I can monetize it. Someone's asking me for it. She's like, oh yeah, go right ahead. So I just uploaded it real quick, typed up the title description, no thumbnail, just slapped it up there. I hit monetize because I had the ability at the time, and then I hit send, publish. I sent the dude the link, and I went to bed. 500,000 views within the next like day and a half. Or by 8, I think it had around like 800. No, it had like 500,000 by like the end of the week, but it blew up the next day. I was on, I think it was like one of the LA news networks invited me to go talk to them back up at Porter Ranch. So I was on TV, but the thing was, we made enough money out. We made over $800 on that video, on that one video in a couple days. And it was the first kind of taste of a viral, you know? And so I said, you know, I'm like, well, what do you want to do with the money? You know, we could pay rent or we could do whatever with it. And my girlfriend's like, why don't we go on a trip? So we looked up, you know, I was turning 30 in a few months, and we looked up cheap cruises, and we found a 4-day cruise to Mexico for both of us for about $826. And so we used the money we made off this video to fund a 4-day vacation to Mexico. And I'm all like, and then I came back from that and I'm all like, I have an idea. I have an idea. I can become the most condescending piece of shit on YouTube, and I can piss people off, and I can get money for it. And then in February of 2012, I started posting, and now here I am. It's been a long road.
Hey guys, I hate to cut it short, but I got a long day tomorrow. I gotta do some recapping with videos and stuff all day. I gotta do some stuff for I think something big's gonna happen today. For Frozen, so be on the lookout.
Oh, is it another trailer? Or?
I don't know what's gonna happen, but they said, hey, your set visit, you know, is out of embargo tomorrow.
Oh, is that what Robert did?
No, he did. So he did a thing. What's the other film? Starts with a C. The one that's coming up. Pixar.
He did Onward.
Onward. Sorry.
Onward. Okay.
I like horror movies.
All right.
All right. I like sci-fi movies. Nerd out.
All right. Well, I should probably wrap it up too because it's 1:15 here, and I got to be up with my kids in the morning. But thank you so much for coming on. It's been a lot of fun chit-chatting about LA and other parts. It's always good to talk to people who know the industry.
Yes.
So many times. So many people don't know the industry.
Oh, you know, because you know the people that work around us. Says it's like on the red carpet. Sometimes I want to shoot myself. I'm like, oh.
I never got into the red carpet stuff. I've done a couple of them. I always kind of hated it.
It's awful.
Mostly because I don't know what to ask. That like sounds like I don't want to like ask the same question that they've already been asked. But then I just
end up asking them really. Well, you know what? The thing is, like, I think you You just be yourself, and whatever comes in my head comes in my head.
Just be like, so favorite gummy bear.
A Twin Peaks discussion.
Yeah, like I kind of like to like look for things that are like more. What was it? I was on the red carpet for the Spike Scream Awards in 2008. I had been invited up to do that, and I was like, at the time, I was blogging daily, right? And so I'm looking for like anything to do that sounds cool. So actually, it was crazy because that year, like, I was at the MTV Movie Awards.
Oh wow.
As a seat filler, and like I did the Spike Scream Awards, and then like I went, worked on a movie in like South Central for a week. It was my first feature film that I worked on, which was a wild experience to say the least.
What movie was it?
What was it called? What's it called? I changed names. Oh, Jesus Christ. Who in the... I'm trying to remember like the actress that was in it, because let's see here. Okay. Marissa was in it.
Marissa Tomei?
No, her name is Marissa Skell. It's called The One Nighter. It's terrible. Like we shot like, okay, the movie was written like a play. And Jill Jaress, that's the name of the you know what we'll do? We'll check out the trailer, because I don't give a shit if I get...
Yes.
It's pretty bad. Because what it was originally was like, it was all taking place in one location, and then it was meant to be like, like this kind of like, play, just this play.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decided that it wasn't enough, and they wanted to go and do expand it out. And I didn't work on the second half of the shoot. I only did the first half. So, okay. And here's the thing to consider is it's, oh my God. Okay. It's so long ago, because I forgot how it all kind of played out, but where's the StreamYards? Okay. Share screen. Okay. So this is the trailer for One Nighter. There might be a longer one, but you can see here it's from August 2015. So, and I think the movie you can watch the whole thing on IMDb, by the way.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And I think you can watch the whole thing on IMDb. And I actually ended up looking through it just to see if I like my name being on there, and it was totally on there. So this is okay. So yeah, I'll just play it. Let me know if you can hear it.
I could hear it. Oh, already it's good.
Have you seen my belt, Xander?
My name is not Xander.
Someday we'll be together, I promise.
Louis, you have been saying that for 32 years, and I'm beginning to think you're never gonna leave her.
Where's my purse?
Lady, I'm looking up on my shorts.
I am going to
Oi.
give you the Pixie Lenore Hula Special.
What should I do
What do you mean?
to improve?
Moving would help.
You sure I'm not interrupting anything?
And I need a forklift.
Holy cow! There's two of you in there?
Well, June 1986. Some owie wowie.
Well, we're gonna smoke dope from the last century?
Who are you? I'm Annie. Well, Annie, what are you doing in my boyfriend's apartment?
Yeah.
Well, what
Right.
does Xander do with you and a man?
All right.
Do you work out?
Never. I was born like this.
And the broom? What did you use the broom for? No, I don't want to know that either.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Hi, Brent.
Yeah, there's another trailer at some point where they it's
Now I want to watch the whole thing because it looks awful.
it's awful. It might be under the One Nighter trailer.
Oh wait, no.
Okay, there's a 40-second preview, which is from 3 years ago. I don't know why she's still posting. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a 4-minute. I'm not showing you the 4-minute trailer, but there's a 4-minute preview of it that has, I think it has a lot more.
Gotta laugh, entertainment.
Yeah. Okay. This one. Yeah.
I mean,
It's meant to be a romantic comedy, right? Like about people who find each other after a one-night stand, where they get locked in a flat because they got drunk at a bar, blacked out in the car, couldn't pay the cabbie, so the cabbie locked him in his apartment.
it makes no sense.
And they apparently think they had sex because they were so drunk.
It's my first question.
Yeah, but he was really naked during this entire bit.
Method acting.
Oh, yeah, I was the key grip on the film, so I had to. Well, I don't know if there's a shot of it.
Butt. Yeah, there's his butt.
No. There's another. I think it's this next bit right here where.
Damn.
I'm looking this up on IMDb.
Yeah. So I have to tell you this story about that shot right there.
I wrote it down.
This is all like the first thing, the first day of shooting, right? So let me pause it here. If it works, it's not wanting to work. What the hell?
She's like transfixed by his butt.
Hi.
Yeah, she was supposed to be. I don't know why it's not pausing.
Oh, here.
Just pass out?
No, I think I just swooned. Holy cow.
I like that Timothy.
There's two of you in there?
Oh, okay, crapped out, damn it. The page crapped out. What the hell?
I like that Timothy Bottoms is in it.
Yeah. I don't know who that okay, so anyway, like or who?
Timothy Bottoms, wasn't he in?
So this shot right here, by the way. Okay. So
The butt.
he was fully nude. There was no protective
No sock.
and no sock. And so right off to his left is where we had our light.
Oh, God.
And so I'm the key grip. So we have Video Village and we're pointing at him at the window. And by the way, that window is overlooking a very busy street in South Central that doubles as a car stereo installation shop for basically tons of car stereo shops on the street. So it's bumping all day. And we're trying to shoot a movie, so you need quiet on set, right? But there's all this all day. And the flat was also disgusting, but that's not the point. But so he's right there. And then I go over, I get told by the director, oh, can you go and just adjust the light a little bit? And I go over, I'm like, yeah, sure thing, chief. And I run over to adjust the light. And as I'm adjusting it, he just turns and he swings his torso at me.
Oh my God. Did you get dick slap?
I didn't get dick slap, but it was full on thwap. Right. And I'm just I go, oh. And he's like, how's it going? And I'm all like, it's the first morning. This is the first shot. That was the first shot of the movie, was him naked against the window and me having to go and adjust the light and him just everything, twigs, berries, everything. And I'm just like, God damn it. But yeah,
You Hollywood.
yeah, this is Hollywood. So Okay, go.
Please send that trailer to Lewis.
Yeah. To say this is better than Joker.
Yes.
So it's like they're passed out in his cab, so he just like takes him home and locks him up.
Which makes no sense. Why would you? Okay, some people are not paying me, so I want to lock them in my. I don't lock them around me.
And he thinks he's like helping them like connect as a couple, which they ultimately do. And they're together for like 2 years. And they all become friends, right? Because that's his girlfriend right there. But then she ends up falling in love with the cabbie. And they get married at the end of the movie.
Basically, it's a better version of When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
I'm totally going to watch it. I'm going to find it online and watch it.
That's my former friend Ace.
Who, the naked
guy? The tall, the tall blonde.
Oh, not the naked guy.
Not the naked guy. No, that's Gil. He's a very nice guy. Very, 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 very nice individual.
I'm trying to find this. Timothy Bottoms was in this fantasy movie, I think in the 80s, and I think Christian Bale, but when he was a kid, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that it crapped out, so like you guys didn't see any of that, so I apologize. Anyway, yeah, you should watch the movie. So they shot like the first 5 days of it. We shot in that flat, and it was, the whole story. It was like they go through the whole thing of getting together, or well, they come to terms with what's going on, and they kind of start to like each other, and then it kind of like we do a couple other scenes that were like over the years. And then I think they put the movie together, and there's only like 47 minutes of like usable footage, and this is meant to be like, she spent like all the money out of her own pocket on it and everything. Very nice. And she ended up just, wanting to go back, and her character, 'cause she's the lady in the hula skirt. Pixie Lamore is the name. Pixie Lamore. Well, Pixie is the neighbor that is supposed to be like the nosy neighbor type. And originally, like, we had shot her, like one shot of her on the outside, and then she was meant to just be this nothing character, just Jill's cameo. And then apparently, since they needed to fill out all this time, she then went back and wrote like the middle act of the movie, and wrote herself into the movie, wrote this entire arc around her that ultimately ended up becoming like, I mean, here, like, I'll bring up the poster. This ended up becoming like, really, like, if you look at it, your focus is more on them
than anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like Timothy Bottoms, Golden Globe nominee, and Jill Duress, winner Best Romantic Comedy for IFQ, whatever the fuck that is.
She made it up.
And then never mind. Well, she'd won some awards and everything, and then never mind like all the actors at the bottom there that are the ones that are in the vast majority of the movie. So, we did this thing, and I've never seen the full cut of it, and I should actually sit down.
Series too. I'm looking at IMDb called Jill Duress Unleashed.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're still friends on Facebook anymore. But I mean, she was like very nice. It was a fun job.
Yeah.
It was definitely very interesting, to say the very least. And
oh my God, she was on 6th episode of the worst soap opera that I was obsessed with, called Passions. I was obsessed with that when it was on. It was horrible. I loved it. Passions.
Well, apparently the girl that was like the girlfriend, Isadora Gorster, has been in a few episodes of Shameless. So I guess she moved on to some other stuff. That's good for her. I haven't looked at the casting. I haven't talked to the cast.
Oh, Isadora had a main part when they did that show Condor with Jeremy Irons' son, Max Irons.
Oh, okay. Well, she's in a.
Good for her. She's going to be in a movie coming out called 5 Rules of Success. I don't know these other people in it.
Well, I mean, hey, good for her that she's in all 9 episodes, so she ended up getting around. That's good.
What happened to the penis guy?
Penis guy, Gil Bronco was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
penis
in a
dude.
bunch of shorts.
He was a bodybuilder at the time, and he looks much older now, according to his IMDb picture. You know, but I think he was cast in the movie predominantly because I think Joe wanted to like hook up with him, is what I think. He's still somewhat acting. He was in Jill Jarresh Unleashed as Gil because they were good friends.
He's in a bunch of shorts, it says.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you when you start seeing an actor doing a bunch of shorts, it kind of shows you where their career is. I mean, and I that sounds like a negative, terrible thing to say. I have nothing against short films, but at that point, if you are not where you want to be, if you've been acting for over 10 years and you're still
in shorts,
if you're still doing the short stuff.
Like
so,
actors, like what if they're once in a while if it's their friend or something, they'll be in a short because it's like their buddy but not just that's what they're doing.
Yeah. So I mean, even Marissa, the main actress in that one, she hasn't been in anything since 2017. Wow, that's surprising. She had a pretty promising career, but apparently she's I don't know. She's not. She's just not doing it. I guess maybe she got tired of the grind and decided to take off, or they just haven't updated her IMDb.
Yep, didn't want to pay for Pro.
Yeah, probably. Oh no, she pays for Pro because her pictures are still up there. So yeah, there's quite a bit of all that. That it was that was a really it was a fun shoot, if not just a little bit on the oh my god side, of trying to figure out a movie and figure out everything.
And I'm like going to be in a rabbit hole of this movie, looking up everybody for the rest of the night.
Oh, that's yeah. I don't know if the movie is still on there. Still on IMDb. Yeah. So that's.
Oh my god! I have to go take my cold medicine. I'm like, sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I got to get to bed too since it's
the kids. The kids.
Well, I've got a one that turns 2 in a month, and then the other one is 3 months.
Oh yeah.
So
a 3-month-old does not care what your schedule is.
No, she does not. No. You would like for that to be a thing, but no, she does.
No.
She very much does her thing. Anyway, I will thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Jennifer, for becoming on. Definitely come on again. We'll do this again.
Anytime.
This is the new home for all that, and I will talk to everyone later. Thank you all, and have yourself a good one. Bye.
Good night, Matt.